Hey, what's up guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the brand new settings that just released in version 10.40 update literally 30 minutes ago. Now I have a pretty good understanding of all these settings, as well as I've tried them all one by one. So this is probably going to be the best explanation video about these settings on YouTube. If you want to stay ahead of your friends, I'd definitely watch until the end of the video because you're going to learn a whole lot of useful information. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could drop a like on this video for bringing you this information so early, and let's get right into these new settings. So jumping into these new controller settings, the first thing you're going to notice is that all these settings here are grayed out. And the reason they're grayed out is because they've now given us an advanced option to go a lot more in depth. So there's now a new sensitivity tab that's just right next to this one. And when you first click on it, it should look like this. And basically what these 4 settings are is all your sensitivities compact into just 4 settings. So you got your look sensitivity here, which is your X and Y combined. So 10 would mean 10 vertical and 10 horizontal. You got your aim sensitivity here, or ADS, which is these 2 settings here. So they've combined them into one setting. You've got your build mode sensitivity here, which is your build mode here, and you've also got your edit mode sensitivity, which is your edit mode here. So this screen here is the new sensitivity screen, and this screen here is just for the newcomers coming onto the game. Only having to change 4 settings is going to be a lot easier for them to get their head around and start playing the game. But that's not why you clicked on this video, because in this video we're going to go into the advanced options. So the advanced options is currently off. As soon as you hit that arrow, you're going to get a warning, and that warning is pretty much saying don't touch anything if you don't understand what it does. But I'm here to help you understand it. Now let's go over these one by one. So your look horizontal speed and your look vertical speed, and now your new sensitivities. So now this look sensitivity option is being grayed out because, as you can see, this is the look sensitivity section. So instead of 1 setting, it's now giving you 6 settings. It's the same with the ADS sensitivity. So as you can see, the ADS is now grayed out because you've also gotten 5 options now to customize your ADS. So these 2 settings up here no longer apply. We've now gone into advanced mode. So if I just pick up my controller, as far as I know, these first 2 settings are just your sensitivity settings. So 100 would be max sense. So if I just go down to 50 and 50 and press apply and pick up my controller, my sensitivity is now 5.5. So that's currently what I'm understanding. So if I go back into those settings and I turn them both up to 80% and click apply, my sense is now 8.8. So that's basically what those 2 settings are. So they're pretty much just your sensitivity settings. So if you're running 8.8 sensitivity before, you put it on 80%. I used to run 1010, so I'm going to put mine on 100%. Now the 2 new settings they've given us is turning horizontal boost and turning vertical boost. Now let me just quickly say that you see all these white lines in the sensitivities. All these white lines here means that that is the default settings. As you can see, if I just click that white line there, the default setting was 16. So I click this here. The default setting was 16. So a 16% boost is what the setting used to be before we could customize it. But basically what this setting means is that if I put them both to 100% and click apply, what this means is that when your analog stick is fully deflected or in full lock, so when my analog stick is in full lock and it can't go any further, that's when that boost sensitivity will come into play. So I have my horizontal and vertical boost on 100%, which means when my analog stick goes in full lock, my sensitivity will double. So my 2 look sensitivities are at 100% and my 2 boost sensitivities are 100%. So that means I'm playing on 1010, and when I'm in full lock, that will double. So I'll be on 2020 in full lock. So if I just demonstrate that now, I can show you that when I'm moving my analog stick, it's going really fast and I'm not at full lock yet, not at full lock. And then as soon as I hit full lock, as you can see, it doubles. So that's double the speed. That's not full lock. So that's what normal 1010 would be like. And then full lock, it doubles. To test this theory, I can go into my settings and change my edit mode sensitivity to 5.0 and click apply. Just real quick, epilepsy warning by the way. And now I'm going to get into edit mode. So I'm just going to get into edit mode so I can look around really quickly. And as soon as I go into full lock, as you can see, it goes ridiculously fast. So this is the fastest sensitivity in the game. So that's 1010 with a 5.0 editing sense with 100% horizontal boost speed, which means that's 2020 with a 5.0 edit. And this is what the fastest sensitivity looks like in the game. So as you can see, it's ridiculously fast. So these 2 boost settings is only when the analog stick is in full lock. I'm just going to keep mine on default at 16%. Let's move on. Now here's where it gets a little bit confusing. So the turning boost ramp time is how long it takes to get from your sensitivity to the boost sensitivity. So like I said earlier, if I have these on 100%, that means 1010 when I'm in full lock, that's 2020. And the boost ramp time is how long it takes to get from 1010 to 2020 sensitivity. So if I drag this all the way up to 1 second, what that's going to do is it's going to take a whole second to get from my normal normal sensitivity to my boost sensitivity, which means it won't instantly hit your boost sensitivity, it'll gradually increase. But once again, keeping all these settings on default is probably going to be the best, and you can just try each one and see what you feel is the best. The next setting is instant boost when building. And what this pretty much means is that in build mode, if you turn this on, it's going to have your boost ramp time to instant, which means when you're in full lock, it'll instantly boost. So it'll go from your normal sensitivity to your boost sensitivity instantly, but only in build mode. Hopefully this all makes sense and hopefully you're still with me. Let's move on. Now everything I explained up here is exactly the same down here. I'm going to keep all my ADS settings at default. You can play around with those if you'd like to. And yeah, it's pretty much the same things. As you can see, the ADS is grayed out, which means these are your new ADS sensitivities, as well as it gives you a boost percentages and ramp time as well, just like I explained before. And now for the advanced sensitivity section, the first setting you have is look dampening time. Now I've played around with this setting and it doesn't seem like it does that much, but pretty much if you want to dampen your rotation speed, you can keep this on default. I personally tried the max setting of 1 second as well as 0 seconds, and I found that 0 seconds just felt like it had a lot less input delay and felt a lot more snappy, so I'm just going to keep mine on 0 seconds. Now the look input curve, you're probably going to want to keep on exponential and not linear. Exponential is an upward shaped curve, so it gradually increases, whereas linear is just straight up. Linear is going to make your controller feel like a mouse, and it's going to be super hard to control. If I just try linear real quick, it's probably because of my high settings, but it's literally like unplayable. As you can see, if I try and do 90s, like my view is just going all over the place. It's because there is no gradual increase in sensitivity, it just goes straight to it. I find linear super hard to control, like I can't even edit, I can't even look at the wall. But if I change that back to exponential, it's going to be a gradual increase in speed and it's going to be a lot easier to control. So this is something I definitely recommend keep on exponential, because this is going to give you those more precise movements. Definitely try it out for yourself though, it's definitely one of the settings that has the most impact. The next setting is just aim assist strength. You just want to crank that all the way up to the max to make all these KBM players mad. The use legacy look controls option is just going to put all your settings back to its legacy sensitivity. If you turn this on, it's pretty much just going to gray out all these settings. I'm just going to keep that off. And then you can also copy basic settings and copy legacy settings. And that pretty much covers all the new controller settings and sensitivities. And these are all my settings I'm currently running. These are definitely going to change over the coming days. So I'll probably make an updated settings video next week. But for now, I'm just going to keep all these settings you see on screen.